Hi, my name is Frederica Holloway. I'm actually from Chicago and I am a triathlete. And first wanted to say thank you to Tia for the opportunity to speak to you guys as part of the running clinic that she does. I think that's a great opportunity to share my experience with you. And so she asked me to talk about what motivates me. And I'd have to say, pretty much everything that I do, where I'm at in life right now is really focusing on living in my purpose, which I believe is to inspire and motivate others as well as to share just love and embracing people in living in their purpose as well and living, in a sense, living out loud, living passionately. So for me, triathlons are one of those things for me, amongst other things that I do, where I'm actually able to really, through, in a sense, health and wellness and being fit and being active, which is something I've always embraced, to be able to inspire other people to do the same. Ultimately, my journey, if you want to say, kind of started when I was young. I've always been pretty active. And I did run track in high school, like a lot of runners. I did sprints and mid distance, 400, 300 hurdles. I actually think of one or two races. Coach looked at me to do the mile just so that we'd have somebody in the race. He definitely worked us hard for the 4 years that I ran in track. And so much so that by the time I got to college, I said I'd never run again. I stuck to treadmills and elliptical machines and weightlifting, pretty much to stay active. But I just was like, I will never run. I'm tired of running. And then little by little, as I graduated from college, I would run a mile here, maybe two, and then eventually, started running some longer distances. I was actually inspired by a friend of mine, Sharon Samuels, one of my best friends and sisters. She was actually my college roommate, to see her actually do a triathlon, I want to say in the year 2006. And it was fascinating to me because of the diversity of swim, biking, and running. And so I just decided, you know what, I want to do this. And I actually volunteered with her that year to be a swim angel at a race. So that next year, that was going to be the race that I signed up for. Now, mind you, when I first started in, the winter months training, I was not really a good swimmer. So I think I could barely do a length, much less a lap. And I just remember thinking, oh, did I say that I was going to do this? And so little by little, kind of like running, you run a little, you swim a little, and then you push yourself a little bit further each time. In no time, I was able to do laps back and forth. And so that's pretty much what my journey started like. And I've been doing races for 10 years. Actually, 11 years would be this year here. And I mainly did a lot of sprint distances. A lot of my friends do marathons and half marathons and now the Ironman. I'm not really as interested in doing the longer distance. I usually coin the phrase, do you guys go longer? I'll go faster. So I'm focusing more on increasing my speed in shorter distances. I did a lot of sprint distances, like I said, and in the last 2 years, I've moved up to Olympic distances. So, and in the back of my mind, yeah, I'm a little older, but who's to say that, I couldn't go for Olympics? So that's more of my goal, is getting to an elite status and seeing if I could really compete with a lot of the competitive triathletes out there. Not really as interested in doing the longer distances. I would say, as far as tips for people who are interested in triathlons or running, one of the things that specifically with triathlons, I've told a lot of people to try an indoor try. Indoor try, you're done in an hour. It's a 10-minute swim, 20-minute bike, and 15-minute run, and it's whatever you can do in that time. So if it's one lap or if it's 20 laps of swimming in 10 minutes, you're done in 10 minutes. And it kind of gives you a sense of going from one event to another, swimming, transitioning to bike, transitioning to run, which is another thing that I liked about triathlons versus doing marathons. Just running, like I said, with my experience in high school, was not as much of an interest to me. So triathlons, because of the diversity of it, there's times like, oh, I don't feel like biking. Hey, I can swim or run. So to actually, try something different, I definitely encourage for those that, may have gotten into a rut with just doing one thing or having done the same thing over and over again. Hence the fact that I don't do as much weight training. Just after doing so many years of that, I still incorporate it, but sometimes it's just like, I don't really feel like it. Whereas the swimming, biking, running still interests me and still excites me, actually. I would say also because, a lot of us are busy with managing households and jobs and career, family, hobbies, and all kinds of different activities. It's very difficult for a lot of us to commit to, okay, saying I'm going to work out every day or 5 days a week at 6 o'clock in the morning, because then something happens on Tuesday at 6 that you can't do it. I actually started really getting serious into triathlons mainly because instead of saying I was going to work out this time, and this time, said, hey, I'm going to work out 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and whenever I can get that in. So one week to another may look different. I may do more evening runs on a Tuesday, or on a Thursday, a morning run. So it's just really in your mind setting that kind of a loose goal instead of saying that, okay, I'm going to do 5 days a week, 5 runs, because it's very easy when life happens to it falls by the wayside and then you don't get it done. So giving yourself some kind of leniency to be able to do training, not keeping it so strict and rigid, sometimes helps for people who are trying to manage multiple things in your life. And then I would also say that doing what you love, trying to, like I said, changing things up. So be it triathlons, bowling, golfing. I'm actually interested in aerial silk class now. And now they have these obstacle races. So, to be able to stay committed to something, if you're trying to stay active and live a healthy lifestyle, I definitely encourage all people to do, because like I said, it's very easy to get sedentary, and then that's where you start to gain weight and have health issues, which is never a good thing. I will say that I'm, for the most part, very self-motivated, but another thing to incorporate is actually running with groups or biking with groups, to be able to have different, in a sense, training families, as I call them, my run family, my tri family, basically other people that do triathlons, as well as groups like Major Taylor Bike Club. I love them. Black Girls Runs, which is another national group, and to be able to just kind of move between the different groups based off what you're trying to do each year or from week to week is also good. It helps keep you motivated, allowing other people to push you, as well as encourage you, and you to be able to encourage them is always a great thing. And I definitely just want to wish people luck who are looking to stay healthy and to try something new. You're never too old or too young. And I highly just, again, want to encourage people to live in their passion and to live like full out, because you never want to wake up and say, man, I really wish I would have tried that. So thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you guys, and wish everybody have a blessed and wonderful 2018.